We're back with probably the final episode of Watanagashi. We had a dramatic talk with Mion and Rena. Mion seems pretty reserved. It's going really smoothly, and it looks like he'll end up with Mion's arrest. The only thing, though, is Mion had a final request of spending 30 minutes with Keiichi alone. And it does go well. I still have a sneaking suspicion that something might go bad. But I'm kind of like... while I do think it would fit well, this arc just feels really different from Onitakashi, so if it does go smoothly, I wouldn't be too surprised about it. But this does seem... again, it's just me, my gut instinct, but this is kind of suspicious, so hopefully nothing happens to Keiichi at the end. He is literally right at the finish line. But I'm excited. Let's just finish up Watanagashi. I put on my shoes, tapped my toes against the floor a few times, and left, and Mion timidly came over. Obviously, the other thing is, Mion, again, likes Keiichi. I think that's been kind of obvious. And that's probably one of the reasons why he lived through the murders. So this might be some love stuff about to be dropped. Which will be super sad, because then she'll get arrested, right? Why is she turning all red at a time like this? Yeah, it's lovey stuff. It was such a modest request. This is gonna be cute, and then I'm gonna get really sad, because that always gets to me. Ooh, close up. With my permission, her face lit up with glee, like a child being given a toy, and took my arm. Say yes. Oh, well, don't say yes to that. I think that was actually Mion at the time when they made that joke. Or was that like the evening that you discovered that they're actually two different people? Definitely have to review that before the theory video. I haven't looked back, but I'm like 100% sure the one time, well, at least one instance where Mion was dressing up as Shion. Back when nothing had gone wrong yet. During those nostalgic days of bustling commotion at Angel Mort, I counted back and was amazed. It had only been 1 week ago. Feels a lot longer than that. I had been arm in arm with Shion then too. Please don't bring up Shion during this lovey-dovey talk. That might actually make her snap and you might die. So, that'd be a twist. It wouldn't be that successful as a good twist, but it'd be really funny. That'd be a good meme, but don't do that. Linking arms with Mion like this really reminded me that they were twins. How much... Hi, train. Did the train pass during our last recording? It's good to see you again. How much strength they put into it. The sensation of their arms, their warmth, and their blood flowing. I could feel that their living sensations were all exactly the same.
Shion mo Kei-chan no koto ga suki datta mitai.
Really? I mean, she might have. I thought it was just to poke at Mion. Most of the time. If this were a regular conversation, I might have jumped back, red in the face. Right now, though, no matter what I heard, my mind remained at peace.
Mion to Shion wa naka wa yokattan daro?
Sa, dou kana?
No. Why would you even say that, Keiichi?
自分の右手と左手は仲がいいと思う？
え？右手と左手？それは仲がいいとか悪いとか、そういう言い方で例えるものじゃないな。
そういう関係だから。仲がいいとか悪いとか、そういう尺度では測れない関係。
Guess Mion would be the right hand. No, maybe I'm thinking too much. Maybe that's just the point she's trying to win. It's a weird analogy. That didn't sound like it meant they got along really well.
例えば利き腕というものがあるように、
Yep, that's
右手
Mion.
と左手には間違いなく優劣の違いがある。
Alright, then I guess I shouldn't say right. I should say dominant hand. True,
もしも
not
鍋
everyone's
つかみが片方し
right-handed.
かな
My
かった
bad.
ら迷うことなく利き腕にするでしょ。そういう差はあったんじゃないかと思う。
So don't make. I honestly think that Mion really doesn't like Shion. This might be role playing right now. I really think both of them dislike each other. Maybe Shion even dislikes Mion more than Mion dislikes Shion. Something bad's gonna happen,
だ
bro.
からといって
This is weird.
左手がなくなったっていいなんて思う人は誰もいないはず。
Sure.
そんなよくわからない関係だね。
多分それは近くにいすぎるから見えなくなっているだけで、きっととても仲のいいことなんだと思う。俺は一人っ子だから、祭りの前日
This isn't the take, bro.
ミオンとシオンが二人してじゃれ合っているのをすごく羨ましいと思った。
That's technically with Mion's. But Mion said Mion would have to kill Shion till she invaded, or she snuck into the storehouse room. But deep down inside, I still think that Mion probably just killed Shion till she hated her for always like messing with her. I don't know. But then, that would be the twist, huh? About the duty stuff, maybe it went hand in hand, but she really killed everyone because she wanted to. That'd be something, huh?
ないものねだりじゃないの。双子なんて昔は人をからかったりしてそこそこに面白かったけど、こうして互いがはっきりと異なる個性を持った今ではかえって邪魔なだけ。
Were they cursed or were they self-conscious? Their relationship was hard to understand for an outsider. Maybe that wasn't an issue someone like me should intrude on. Just staying silent and nodding gently was the best way to advance the conversation. Mion passed through the wide yard and invited me to the big, desolate forest we'd seen on the way in. Such a big forest was part of their property, so I couldn't help but feel small.
でかい森だな。子供の頃はいい遊び場だったんじゃないのか。
Mion seemed to be silently reminiscing. I couldn't look into her mind, but she was probably thinking back to those fun days when they played as sisters without any antagonism. Could be. I feel like Keiichi might be misreading this, though. Every time the wind blew, it caressed the treetops and leaves, making a swishing, murmuring sound. Mion remained silent for a long time, thinking back on her younger sister, whom she'd gotten rid of with her own hands. There's no need for me to get a word in. Just walking like this, arm in arm, was enough. Mion suddenly stopped and turned.
シオンはまだ生きてる。
Ooh.
本当か。
It did. I know she'd committed the crime and they're serious, but it always did kind of make it weird that they would actually kill Shion off. So she is this part of the Sonozaki family, and not only that, she's the sister to the future heir. But, I mean, I don't know. This might be a lie. Mion took a hard look into my eyes, then nodded quietly.
誰よりもむごたらしい死に方をさせてやろうとずっと考えて閉じ込めておいたけど。
Yep, maybe that's the not liking my sister part.
今日までその方法はとうとう思いつかなかった。
Mion sounded as though she hated Shion. But also, deep down, she didn't completely detest her. Yeah, probably. Probably has some lingering affection for her, even if she does hate her. That's an alright take. So I took my other hand and rustled Mion's hair with it. Mion didn't only save me. She saved Shion too. Mion may have been may have become a demon and led many people to their deaths. But she fought against it and was able to save 2 people. As I petted Mion, she narrowed her eyes in an entranced smile and untangled her arm from mine. Then Mion quietly said,
来て。私の罪のすべてを見てほしいから。でもそれはケイちゃんにとってこの上なく辛い光景かもしれない。
Do I want to see this? You don't still have like bodies there. I don't know. It's kind of spooky. I did sense it. But it feels legitimate by Mion, huh? They would probably find all the sacrifices up until now. Do they really keep them? Shouldn't they just like... I mean, I'm not an expert in corpse disposal, but can't you like burn them up completely or like decompose them? I doubt she had all of them from like 5 years ago, right? Or 6 years ago. That'd be kind of creepy. Looking at them would mean accepting Rita-chan's and Satoto's deaths. I do not want to see Satoto's dead body, and Rita's. As well as accepting that my best friend had done it.
すでに起こり終わってしまった事実だけれども。
I think it's a bad idea and will probably mentally scar Keiichi, but it's also a good idea in theory, and it brings kind of closure to the whole thing.
ケイちゃんは見ないことを選んでもいい。
Which makes me wonder what's happening in the next 2 volumes. This feels like something you'd see in like in a normal story. This would be like the last arc, but this is only the second arc.
ここで待っていて。私の手で全て終わらせるから。
I was taken aback by how ominous that sounded. Sounded like she was trying to burn it up or something. I remembered what Rena had told me. Mion might not surrender herself to justice, but instead choose to put an end to things herself. I couldn't leave her on her own. Besides, I agreed to her last request, didn't I? Even if it was hard for me to accept, I'll still do it. Even if I avoided looking, it was something that had already happened.
何を見たって
Decent mindset.
俺にとっての園崎美音は最高の親友だ。
I've called Mion the master role player, but if this is really all an act, I will give her a round of applause because this is so much. I actually just can't believe it would be an act. It's like a 99% sure it's
それ
not
は
an
変わら
act.
ない。
This is way too much. Too much in the fifis.
一生
The treetops softly swayed in the wind.
あんたもレナもどうしてこんな時ばかりかっこよくなるんだろうね。
Yeah, I know. Keiichi's actually acting pretty cool. He's usually not cool, which is fine. I mean, I love it when he's not cool because his voice actor's amazing when he screams, but cool Keiichi. Not bad every once in a while. Normally I'd say something rude right back at her, evading the question, but today I didn't. I just answered with a smile. At last, Mion started walking into the thick forest, into the deepest part. Lots of new backgrounds. Taking a sip. After following a thin path that looked like an animal trail for a while, we finally came across a steep incline with a tunnel that reminded me of a coal mine or a bomb shelter. We were surrounded by shallow hills that had been created in a spot not visible for the outside. Artificially, it looks like. Kind of? I don't know. It looks really pretty, though. There are many silhouettes of crows in the trees here and there. The abnormal odor I'd been smelling for a while was doubtlessly escaping from inside this place. I don't want to see
引
this.
き返すなら今だよ。
No, do it, Keiichi.
ケイちゃんの中の園崎美音がどんな人かは知らないけれど、中に入ればその美音はきっと
Hey,
変わ
let's
らない。
turn back. say that now, Keiichi. You're definitely done a stream.
何度だって言う。園崎美音は俺の最高の親友だ。
I clenched my fists. Inside there was probably a sight beyond anything I could imagine. If I let my guard down, I might end up vomiting. Even so, I'll endure it. I'll overcome this pain and this suffering. It will never change that Mion is my greatest friend.
私はただの鬼だからもう人間の気持ちはわからないけれどミオンがあんたを好きになったのよくわかる気がする。
Yo, she said it.
他人事のように言うな。
Mion's ascended.
お前はミオンだ。
He's a demon now.
鬼じゃない。血の通った人間で俺の仲間なんだ。
Mion made a gesture like she was wiping tears from her eyes and placed a hand on the big door of the tunnel entrance. Yo, I'm feeling like this is a role play, but I don't want to. I wonder why I'm feeling like that. It's just my heart telling me. But my brain's like, this is going way too smooth for it to be a role play, right? The lock on it was dauntily strong looking. It seemed to demand the appropriate resolution from whoever would enter, just like the ritual storehouse. I wonder how explicit. I mean, they're gonna explicitly detail it, but I wonder if they're gonna show anything. Hopefully not too much. When the double doors opened, a stifling rotten air and a bunch of winged insects came rushing out. I remembered accidentally killing a hermit crab a long time ago by leaving its taint out on the porch. Aww. And how intense the odor it left was. If that was the smell of a corpse, then that's certainly what this smelled like. Inside, it was pitch black, but Mion flicked a switch that turned on a light bulb, illuminating the interior. The path turned into a series of intricate wooden tunnels. We passed spaces that looked like they were for storage. We passed places that looked like someone had lived there. Oh, wow. Right, they did say it was kind of a bomb shelter. Yo, it's like, spoiler, Umineko, spoiler. Same plot points. That's interesting. It didn't give me an impression of a dugout bomb shelter that had just been left there, though. There was a sense of dignity, as though this were a second Sonozaki house constructed underground. Despite being in pitch darkness below the ground, the voices of cicadas were entering through the air hole somewhere, giving it a mysterious feel.
最後殿の中見たよね。あの拷問道具の山を。あれはすべて鬼ヶ淵村の厳しい戒律を守るために作られたものだった。
Not for pleasure, like, because Takano brought up the theory that there were so many of them that they wouldn't all have to be used for torture, like there's already a sufficient amount. You said that possibly it could also be used for pleasure, which might be the twist, huh? Uh-oh.
戒律を破った者を見せしめにむごたらしく
Even the way
殺してみ
Mion's
せる。
acting, it's like she
そう
kind
いう
of...
道具だった。
My bad. It's kind of like she threw away her human emotions, huh?
大昔の話だろ。
So maybe it's fine.
本来は見せしめの儀式。渡流しは御三家が取り仕切る儀式だったんだけど、君吉家と古出家の衰退、そして時代の変化によって行うことはとても難しくなった。
そりゃそうだな。この現代日本で犠牲者をのんびりと沢で殺せるなんて思えない。
だから園崎家は作ったの。現代でも綿流しの儀が行えるように秘密の場所を。
Tearing people's guts out. Mion opened a large, strikingly different door, and inside, music stop. Yep. And it was none other than a modern storehouse for ritual implements.
いろいろあるでしょ。
Oh, is this the exact same thing? I think it is.
一部のものは実際に西宮殿から運び込まれたものなんだよ。
All of the things there had been rusted and covered in dust, so they didn't seem that real. But the things in here were different. Every one of them had been well maintained and kept in a state that could be used right away. This isn't good. This isn't good, man. Maybe... I don't know. Let's just continue. Blades gleamed and spikes were sharpened. Also, perhaps as a precaution for the splatter of blood, the walls and ceilings were covered in a kind of tiling you would see in bathrooms. There was even a drain set amidst the slight slope in the floor. I mean, if this is all it... No, there has to be bodies, right? He smelled it. There was also a coiled rubber hose along the wall attached to a faucet, perhaps for cleaning up the splattered blood.
大昔の当主の書き物によるとね、血のしぶきってのは犠牲者に負担をかけない割にはインパクトがあるんだってさ。綿流しは見せしめのショーだったから、私のご先祖様たちはさまざまなショーを考案してたんだよ。
As she said that, Mion pointed deeper into the torture room to spot veiled in darkness. There was surprisingly a room floor with tatami mats. In a corner was a pile of cushions where people would watch. 鑑賞席なんだよ。 Yeah, audience.
綿流しは見せしめのショーだから。
Stop saying that. Can I get a quick definition of that? I think I know what it means, but just in case, since I keep repeating it, deterrent. A thing that discourages or is intended to discourage someone from doing something. Okay, so to keep the village in check, I guess. I actually thought it was something different, so it's good that I looked it up.
客がいなきゃ意味がない。
Makes sense. I couldn't speak, and I couldn't think of anything to say anyway. Except that if Mion revealing all this to me made her heart feel any lighter, then I was prepared to listen for as long as I needed to. Cage.
みんなここで私が殺した。見てくれている観客はいなかったけど、私は綿流しを上手にやってみせた。
So she tortured them and not just outright killed them.
いや、観客は一人だけいたかな。
え？
Shion maybe?
観客？
私。
Oh.
私という鬼がミオンの執り行う綿流しをずっと見てたから。
What is happening? Mion cackled in self-deprecation. It wasn't a nice sounding laugh. How long has she been talking like this? Where's the chat log? This was for a while though, right? Was this since Mion started talking as the hair? I guess it would be.
向こうが牢屋。
シオンはそこにいるのか？
She nodded slightly. Mion's Watanagashi had ended today. I needed to tell Shion that I was safe without a moment's delay. After all, she was probably trembling in fear at this very moment, worrying about when she would be killed. Ew, she's just left in the room with all the bodies. Oh, that's terrible. The ostentatious door on the other side opened, revealing what must have been an incredibly expansive space based on the echo it made. Mion groped around in the darkness, and a handful of naked light bulbs came on here and there. And my eyes adjusted. More and more of the great cave showed itself in the faint light. The walls were a bare, rock surface, and it felt so savage that bomb shelter was the most apt term for it. There were small barred rooms built in here and there, like holes made by insects biting their way through a giant piece of fruit. It was immediately clear that each one of them was a prison.
みんなはどこにいるんだ？リカちゃんやサトコ
Don't
は。
show it. Oh no. Oh, this is a creepy prison. God damn. A grimace at her having said it so outright.
ああ、そうだ。いつまでも暗い中じゃかわいそうだろ。
虫が湧くと嫌だったから井戸に捨てちゃったよ。ごめん。
Okay, well at least we don't get to see it. That's fine. So I can't even see their faces in death. Once again, my feelings of regret at having confessed everything to Rita-chan came surging forth. If Mion hadn't attached the word sorry to the end of what she said, I might have punched her. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. You said it yourself. No matter what, Mion Sonozaki is your greatest friend.
ああ、言ったさ。
Yeah, sure. I needed to hear myself say it out loud. Then came the clattering of wires in one of the cells deeper in. When I noticed it, I looked up as well.
シオンか。
ケイちゃんなの。
Hey, she's alive. She wasn't lying, huh? I ran over to the cell. White hands were peeking out through the gaps in the bars. It really was her.
大丈夫か、シオン。怪我はしていないのか。
Shion's face twisted out of shape as she screamed. It was because Mion had appeared right behind me. Of course, Shion didn't know that everything was over yet.
落ち着け、シオン。もう全部終わったんだ。全部。
I spoke in as calm as a voice as I could manage to try to soothe the agitated Shion. However, it didn't seem like it was getting through her screams.
シオン、ご機嫌はいかがだった？
Sorry, just checking something. Something caught my attention. So it sounds like Shion was forced to watch all the murders happened. Well, Mion says that the only spectator was Mion. I might be reading into it too much. This would be a really weird twist that this is Shion and that's Mion? I don't know. That's just something that caught my eye. Oh no!
落ち着けて、シオン。もう終わったんだよ。大丈夫なんだ。だから落ち着け。
Shion, who was screaming and rattling the iron bars back and forth, was truly in a frantic state. I gave a slight shrug of resignation, giving way to Mion. I had realized that if Mion was the one who locked her in here, and if Mion was the one who had scared Shion this much, then Mion was also the only one who could put an end to this. Mion spoke from over my shoulder, quietly.
安心しなよ。あんたは殺さない。まだまだ殺さないんだから。
It's the twist. She burst out into a bizarre laugh, as if trying to make Shion's madness even worse. Shion broke out into a fierce shiver, brought on by that laugh, and rattled the iron bars as she wailed. Oh, I got shivers too. Yo, we're gonna die. Oh no, oh no.
古式にのっとり獅子の先端から少しずつガリゴリと削ってミンチにしてやる。
Keiichi, it's time to run up, try to escape, and run and scream to Uishi, because they're probably just gonna wait that 30 minutes, huh?
あの肉引き器はあんたのために取っておいてあるんだからね。
Mincing machine.
それともそれでケイちゃんをミンチにしてみせた方があんたには面白いかな。
Yo, just punch her in the face and run away. Please do something.
おい、いい加減にしろ。今さら怖がらせてどうするんだよ。
Keiichi, you're so dense sometimes. I tried to rebuke Mion for flinging terrible words at her this late in the game, but when I turned around... Unlucky. Guess that's a shot. It's the twist. It was going so. She was role playing, bro. I hate that. How? It was so smooth. She really is a master role player, huh? God damn. I'm happy, but I'm kind of mad at the same time. Alright, let's see how this goes. Keiichi, do something. Mion's mouth so much that it was hard to believe. Is this too loud? It's okay, I'm gonna talk loudly so I don't have to turn it down because I think this adds to it, right? Mion's mouth so much so that it was hard to believe, had twisted into a shape even thinner than a crescent moon. It was a smile. I could sense it like a jolt of electricity. The person here wasn't my best friend Mion. It was the demon that was talking like she was a demon and Mion was a separate person. It wasn't the Mion Sonozaki who had been tossed about by her heavy duty of succeeding the Sonozaki family either. Then, who was she? But bam! I saw sparks flying before my eyes, like what happens when you get hit in the back of the head. The strength in my body drained instantly, and my head suddenly became heavy. My knees buckled under the temptation and hit the floor. Then my whole body abruptly collapsed. My face should have hit the floor, but it was comfortable, as if I had fallen onto a down-filled futon. My consciousness reeled and then receded. It was the kind of sensation, like if you took a nap in the car, but you were still half awake, and could listen to your parents talking as if they were far away. No, you wouldn't be listening, you would only be hearing it. It was happening so far away, and the conversation was completely unrelated to you, so you would have no interest in it. So whether Shion was yelling in my ears or Mion was in vulgar hysterics, I didn't think it annoying, nor did it interest me.
さて、どんな方法で料理してやろうかな。そうだ、釘台なんかどうかな。あのちびがき二人組に試したかったんだけど、手が小さくて高速台にサイズが合わなかったからね。あれにしよう、あれにしよう。
Mion held me from behind and dragged me across the floor. The soles of my feet scraped on it, and one of my shoes fell off. Shion's emotions exploded outward, and she burst into bitter weeping. As if her crying had whetted Mion's interest, she flung me down and returned to the prison cell
あん
again.
たも可愛い声で泣けるじゃない。あんたのわざとらしい空威張りには虫唾が走ってたんだ。やっぱりそういうあんたが一番似合ってる。ミオン姉さん、お願い。私をどういう風に殺しても構いませんから。どうか、ケイちゃんだけは見逃してあげてください。お願い。
Shion had always acted as though she were a cut above her older sister. That's Shion, such a miserable voice that I couldn't have imagined that during those peaceful times. Prostrated herself before the older sister she used to scoff at and pleaded forgiveness. Mion looked down with an expression of cool indifference, one that was plainly smiling with
あ
joy.
んたの希望なんか聞くつもりは全然なかったんだけど、あんたがあまりにも面白い声で泣くものだから、なんだか聞いててやってもいいような気がしてきたかな。思えばあんたには姉らしいこと何にもしてやれなかったからね。はい、ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。じゃあさ、これまでのことを謝ってみせてよ。そうしたら私もこれまでのことをすっかり水に流してあげてもいいかな。そうしたらケイちゃんだけは見逃してあげなくもないよ。
Mion said she might let me go, but she never said anything about letting Shion go. Before long, Shion got on her hands and knees behind bars and began speaking weak words of apology. They were too faint for me to hear, but their intention got across. Despite having watched her with a magnificently jubilant expression, Mion hit the bars and declared she was unsatisfied.
こんなので私の積年の恨みつらみが償えると思ってるわけ？こんなんじゃダメだね。やっぱりケイちゃんからひき肉だ。待って姉様、もう一度だけ。
Mion stopped and waved her hand again in resignation. Not because she had grown impatient, but only because she was taking delight in abusing Shion.
ろくろく満足に謝れないあんただからね。特別にお姉が心に届く謝罪の仕方ってのを教えてあげる。一度しか教えないし、一語一句でも間違えたらアウト。いいね。はい。ありがとうございます。
Shion's miserable voice cried out, having become utterly hoarse. The sensation tearing through my chest returned a little at a time. I realized there was a feeling of anger bubbling up. I was slowly regaining control of my body. However, I was only able to feel the skin and my blood flowing at the moment. I still couldn't voluntarily move my fingers.
ちゃんと覚えられたかな。ではやってごらん。精神性、鉄頭鉄、心を込めてちゃんとできたならあんただけを殺してあげるから。はい、ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
Something was strange. Something had become strange at some point. Until just a few moments ago, I was sure that this had been Mion, but at some point, she had become someone else. The Mion I knew well would never do something so nasty like enjoy trampling all over someone's dignity like this.
やってごらん。お姉ちゃんはちゃんと聞いててあげるから。その崎しおんは
When I ran over to Shion's cell earlier, had the real thing been swapped out with a fake right behind me? Anyway, this couldn't possibly be Mion.
その崎しおんはミオン姉様の足元にも及ばない身の程
Oh, I skipped it, my bad.
お姉様に働いた数々の無礼を思えばほらほらその調子。少しは許してあげようかなって気になってきたよ。
Blood circulated through my whole body. My numb senses were returning. Just a little more. While Shion was still holding Mion's, no, that thing pretending to be Mion's attention. Hurry up.
生意気だったこれまでは反省し一緒ミオン姉様に忠誠を誓いですから。
Mion's burst of laughter echoed through the big cave, growing to a terrifying level. That was not the laugh of someone who was alive in this world. It was none other than the laugh of a demon from the bowels of earth. She laughed from her stomach until she grew tired of it and stopped smiling suddenly as if snipping a wire.
いいよ、もう。十分面白かったわ。あんたがそこまでプライドを捨てられるとは思わなかった。十分に言うかい。
Mion began to drag me again after I finally got the feeling back in my body and pulled me towards the torture chamber.
姉様、殺すな。私だけ、その人、許して。安心しなって。ちゃんとあんたは殺してあげるよ。ケイちゃんの悲鳴をたっぷりと聞かせた後に。
After dragging me to the torture chamber, she skillfully strapped me into the restraining table. Before I knew it, I was sprawled out and bound. She forced open my hands, with which I couldn't even make a satisfying fist, and tightly restrained each one of my fingers. She fastened only my hands and my fingers at that, tightly with hinges, and locked them in place. The door to the big cave with the jails had been left open, so I could hear Shion's cries of mortification the entire time.
いい加減にしろ。
The feeling in my body returned, and the first action I took was to tell off that thing that looked like Mion.
ようやくお目覚め。私、さっき嘘をついたね。シオンを一番むごたらしく殺してやろうと思って閉じ込めておいたけど、まだ思いつかないって言ったやつ。あれが嘘。
Mion brought over something like a toolbox. From inside it, she removed a large metal hammer, and next to that she began to line up what looked like long, strangely shaped nails, whose ends had been turned into hooks, like the kinds you see on a harpoon.
あの子に自分のせいで死ぬ大勢の人の悲鳴をたっぷりと聞かせて、体の芯まで染み通らせて殺す。なかなかセンスいいでしょ。
お前は誰だ？
はあ？ミオンでしょ？園崎ミオン。恐怖で頭が変になっちゃった？
違うな。お前が園崎ミオンであるはずがない。
Mion snorted and continued her preparations for the horrifying torture.
へえ。じゃあ、私がミオンじゃなかったら、私は誰なわけ？
鬼だ。
え？
お前はミオンじゃない。さっきまで一緒だったミオンを返せ。
ケイちゃん、本当に頭は大丈夫？恐怖で頭がどうかなっちゃった？
触るな！この鬼め！返せ！ミオンを返せよ！俺の最高の友人だった！ミオンを返せ！
Here's my boy with the screams. Mion stood there for a few moments with her jaw hanging open, not having expected me to say that. I myself knew that I was about to go insane. I knew it was nonsense, but to demand Mion's return when she was right in front of me. But this person in front of me couldn't possibly have been Mion. There's no way I could accept that. So this is what I thought. Mion really had been possessed by a demon and was controlling Mion as if it were a separate personality. Mion was just a victim being manipulated by it. The evil one was really this thing. It all had to be the doing of this demon possessing her. When Mion heard that, she started to guffaw, laughing so hysterically that she started to cough and almost choked.
あんたって本当におめでたい人だね。園崎ミオンに殺されようとしているこの瞬間に目の前の私を否定するわけ？ な面白い人が世の中にいるなんて初めて知ったわ。
笑いたければ好きなだけ笑え。だがお前が何を言おうと俺はお前がミオンだなんて認めない。ミオンを返せ。退け鬼め。
ケイちゃん、私を笑い涙で溺れ殺すつもり？
This is actually not a bad take by Kei-chan. Keiichi, though. I actually don't hate the idea of possession, which I was thinking about since last episode, but I don't think this is possession. I think possession might have happened in Watanagashi, but I'll talk about that in the theory making. But not the worst take. No matter what, I wouldn't lose to that after of hers. I shouted loudly. I shouted from the bottom of my heart so that the real Mion trapped inside the Mion I saw in front of me would be able to hear.
頑張れミオン。こんな鬼畜生に負けるな。本当に強いお前の力を見せてくれ。
Yeah, I was trying to say she sounds like she's crying. The tears welled up and flooded down her face. Her hands were busy with their restraints, so she couldn't even wipe them. She just let them flow.
頼むよミオン。ミオン。どこでお前はこんな鬼に負けちまったんだ。お前はこんな弱いやつじゃないだろ。負けるな。戦え。戦え。
Oh, this is so good. I love this. Mion, desperately enduring her laughter, pressed one of the long nails to the tip of my left pinky. In her left hand was the hammer. At her side were dozens more nails. I could tell what she was about to do, though I wish I couldn't. Even so, I couldn't afford to be scared. That's why I shouted.
お腹の筋肉がよじれて痛いよ。もういい？そろそろ始めるよ。いい声を出してね。これはケイちゃんへの拷問である以上にシオンへの拷問なんだからさ。
The song.
どうしてこんなことに。
Good with the sea.
ミオン。
Then I wept. Only sobs came out. They weren't in acceptance of the torture about to be performed, however. They were the tears of regret that Mion had lost to the demon. Yet, a small change did occur in the Mion in front of me. Her heightened excitement was draining little by little. By the time I had realized it, the one in front of me had returned to being Mion.
ケイちゃん、メイドの土産なんて気の利いたものじゃないけれど、どうしても知りたがっているようだから一つだけ教えてあげるよ。
I didn't know if this was Mion, or just a display of momentary humanity in the demon. The demon had recovered.
私の中に鬼が宿ったのはずいぶん前。その鬼は私を蝕み、強行に駆り立てようとした。だけれど私はそれを理性で押さえつけた。鬼はそれで収まり、私はその鬼はどこかへ行ってしまったんだと思い込んでいた。でも本当は違った。私の中から出て行ったんじゃなく、私の中で眠っていただけだったの。
I noticed that there were tears forming in her eyes.
その鬼はある小さなことをきっかけにまた目覚めてしまった。それは何に原因があったと思う？
My boy Keiji, what do you do? Which one was it? There's so many opportunities. Was it the constant talk that Mion, or Keiichi treating Mion like a boy, not a girl? Was it Keiichi lying to Mion's face about entering the storehouse? That might have not have been that. I don't know. There is a sad yet reproachful light in Mion's eyes.
わかる？
I don't know what gave the demon the chance to beat Mion.
鬼の私が教えるのも変だけれど、あんたが全てを狂わせてしまった元凶。
The tears welling up in her eyes spilled downward all of a sudden.
あの時、あんたがもらった人形を躊躇なく私に渡していたなら、全ては狂い出さなかったかもしれない。
Yeah, I mean, when I saw that, you know, when that scene happened, I was like, why are you giving it to Rena? It made 0 sense, and guess this what happens. It's almost like one of those things that, like, even the smallest actions can affect something, and guess that's what happens. Good job, Tichi. That was even, yeah, I don't know, the doll I got. Oh, and remember that time, he bought the same doll for Shion, the one that Mion wanted. I'm sure that didn't help either. That doll that I got when we had our club meeting at the toy store that Sunday.
ケイちゃんには理解できないだろうね。理解できなくて当然。だけどね、そこからドミノ倒しみたいにパタパタパタといろんなものが倒れ始めて、初めの小さな一つを倒したあなたに自覚がないのは当然だろうけど、あなたが元凶なの。
そんな、俺が。
あんたがミオンを泣かさなかったら、私は起きなくて済んだのにね。これで十分。メイドの土産は。
A mistake that I made on that day was what messed everything up.
そんな、嘘だろ。
自覚がないのは当然。でも紛れもなく元凶なのはケイちゃん。
No, I'll save it for the review. A lot of similar
あの
themes
時
again.
あんたがさりげなく人形を私にあげていたら、
Who'd have thought?
多分こんなことにはならなかったと思う。
I wanted to just say, like I just remembered something as I recalled that day. Rena told me about that, and I thought I had apologized. I didn't apologize to Mion, though. It had been Shion. Oh yeah, I didn't even truly apologize, because Shion was memeing. God damn. In other words, oh god, I hadn't said a single word of apology to Mion. Today I came to this house saying I had something to apologize for, but I never said a word of apology about this. Come to think of it, when I apologized for going into the ritual storehouse, Mion looked a little bit lonely, like she was disappointed. Why didn't I realize that until just now? Rena told me that time, and now she herself, no, the demon was telling me. Is the only way for a density like me to be cured is to die altogether? I could no longer hold back the hot tears pouring out of me. I simply just cried and cried, reflected indifferently on the taste of my tears, on the taste of regret.
じゃあそろそろいい？この拷問はね、とってもシンプル。左手の小指の先端の節に釘を打つ。順に親指まで打ったらまた小指に戻って、今度は真ん中の節に釘を打つ。この調子で15本の釘で左手を打ちつける。
Oh, never mind. This wasn't what I was thinking.
それが終わったら次は右手。それが終わったら次は、まだ意識があったら教えるね。
Cute.
指先ってたくさんの神経が集まってるから、
Yeah.
ケイちゃんが想像するよりもはるかに痛いよ。
Have fun, Teichi. I don't really want to see this, but Dead streams are incoming unless Uishi or Rena, our true hero, barges in with Uishi. Like, Rena shouldn't come alone, but it saves the day. Please.
両手30本を打ち終える前に失神しちゃう人もいるそうだから。
I'd imagine. Mion pressed the tip of the nail to my left pinky finger. My wrists, my arms, and my joints on my fingers were strapped so tightly it hurt, and I couldn't even twitch.
他の人を拷問するときには何のためらいもなかったけど、なぜかあんたにはためらいがあるよ。
それでミオンの鬼が収まるなら。
If it was to sate the demon, then do me what you will.
あんた。
That was so cool. What the heck, Teichi?
俺が傷つけたミオンの痛みに比べればこんなの大したことないんだろ。
I mean, probably not. I don't know. I guess you can't really measure psychological, I guess, trauma to physical trauma, but I don't know, man. This is a little much.
気の済むようにするといい。その代わり2つ約束しろ。
Shion, she's not gonna spare Shion. Mion was silent. She did, however, wait for me to speak.
俺を気が済むまで痛めつけたら、
Nope.
シオンは許してやれ。
Doubt it.
最後殿に忍び込んだ罪にはそれで十分見合う仕打ちをしたはずだ。
Mion just hates Shion in general, Teichi.
あんた、この後に及んで自分よりシオンの心配ができるわけ。
I don't know if this is actually helping though, seeing you defend Shion. That might just make Mion worthless.
もう一つは気が済んだらもうお前は消えろ。その体をミオンに返してやってくれ。それだけだ。
あんたって人には命乞いをするとかそういう考えは思い浮かばないの。
I've never expected this from him.
約束2つじゃなくて
Keep me alive.
3つにしていいか。
That'd be funny.
3つ目は俺を殺すなにしてくれ。
Yo, that's hilarious. That was funny. That's so good.
最初に2つって言ったでしょ。だからもうダメ。
そいつは残念。
Switch to Shion living. I don't know, that's probably mean. In such an abnormal situation, Mia and I laughed quietly together as if sharing in a stupid joke.
多分私は約束を守らないよ。
Yep.
鬼だから。
その時は仕方がないさ。
I recalled tightening my hands into fists when enduring the pain at the dentist's office. Right now, though, they were open all the way to my fingertips, so I couldn't even grip them. Instead, I tightened my nose. Oh, my toes. Not my nose. I was like, what? Well, let's get to it. Are they gonna show it? Okay, do it. I prepared myself already. It's not gonna. So do it. You're waiting to like this to hammer the nails in is scarier. It's going to diminish my readiness after all. Mion put down the hammer and gently stroked my cheek.
ケイちゃん、今の3つ目の願いだけは聞いてもいいよ。
Good enough for me. My third wish, to save me. She agreed to it?
1つ目の願い、シオンを救うこと。これはもう無理。シオンは鬼が殺してしまう。それはもう決められたことだから止められない。だから諦めて。
Her delicate fingers slid from my cheek to my chin.
そして2つ目の願い、この体をミオンに返すこと。これももう無理。今日を境にミオンが戻ってくることはもうない。今日以降、もし私の姿があったとしても、それは姿だけ。私の姿をした 鬼だから。
そんなことはない。ミオンはミオンだ。もう戻ってこないなんて悲しいことを言うな。
聞こえる？あの音。
Yan gently closed her eyes and listened. It definitely heard it as well. Slam, slam. It was dull noises that repeated at fixed intervals. A low noise accompanied by vibrations. A lot of people were ramming iron doors to this underground ritual storehouse. Hey, we're
帰りが
saved!
遅いから、レナが大石を呼んだんでしょ。
Just kill Shion and let us live. Yo, we're
あ
actually
の
gonna
ぼや
live
ーっ
through
と
this,
した感
huh?
じの子がこんなに頭が回るのだけは計算外だったな。
それについては同感だよ。
Yan grinned like she'd been outwitted, then took something that looked like an electric razor out of her pocket. She then pressed the switch. Blue sparks flew out with a snapping noise.
見たことないでしょ。本物のスタンガンだよ。
Oh, cool.
違法品なんでかなり出力が上げられるようになってるけどね。
さっき
cool.
俺に食らわせたのはそれか。子供のおもちゃには向かねえぞ。
そうだね。
She seemed to want to use a stun gun on me. Unable to move, I felt her press a cruel lump of metal to my neck. Slam! I heard a roar as they broken down the first large door. The halls were a bit complex, but aside from the door to this very torture chamber, there's nothing in their way.
殺さないけど、しばらくケイちゃんにはお休みしててもらうね。すぐに大石が来てくれるから。ちょっとの我慢。
Feeling the same shock as before. Gritting my teeth wasn't going to help much, but I clenched them tightly anyway. However, just as she did when she was about to hammer the nails in, she hesitated a little. I cracked open my tightly closed eyelids.
ごめんね。ミオンを怪我して。
ここに入る前に約束した。何があっても俺の中のミオンは変わらない。
Sorry, this is getting a little cheesy for me. I don't know. Like, it's kind of cool, but this is a little ridiculous.
でも忘れて。今日以降、
Just a bit for me.
もしも私を見かけても、
You
近
actually
寄ら
gonna
ないでね。
escape, Mion? Huh.
それは私の屍に取り付いた鬼なんだから。
What are you talking about? Just as I tried to say that, a much stronger light than before shined, and like the television being switched off, my conscience went black. Sounded like a nuke. I'm joking. But yeah. Oh no. What is that achievement picture? Some blonde girl. I don't know if you can actually see that, but there's like some blonde girl for the Twisted Sisters achievement. June 1983. A string of disappearances occurred in Hinamizawa village, Shishiwon City, XX Prefecture. The suspect is Mion Sonozaki, 17 years old. She's suspected to have kidnapped 5 Hinamizawa residents between June 19 and June 21. Oreo Sonozaki. Okay, so she did kidnap Oreo. I didn't think of it. I mean, I thought of it, but they didn't actually say it, so that's interesting. Shion Sonozaki, Kichiro Kimiyoshi, Rika Furude, and Satoko Hojo imprisoned them and killed them. Okay, so yeah, she did do Uryu. Preliminary investigations on the incident were delayed at the time due to insufficient evidence, but it was resolved coincidentally and shockingly. That's interesting that they didn't even mention anything about Oryu during the talks at all. I guess they didn't need to since we don't really know about her, but just a little interesting. Also, yeah, so this is exactly the end, because they did this police report at the end of Onagashi, so taking this to face value is actually really important, so I should be paying attention. On the morning of the 23rd, a vehicle patrolling the Sonozaki property heard screams from inside and rushed in as an emergency measure. This is a lie, obviously. They secured the suspect's missing younger sister, Shion Sonozaki, and her 2 missing classmates, Keiichi Maibara and Rena Ryugu. The suspect fled the scene. Shion lived? I thought she would just knock out Keiichi, kill Shion, and then escape. But I guess Shion lived. Deep in the detached basement on the Sonozaki property, which is believed to have been used to kill those who disappeared, we discovered hair, flakes of skin, blood, etc. of the other 4 missing persons: Oryu Sonozaki, Kichiro Kimiyoshi, Rika Furude, and Satoko Hojo. We concluded that the missing persons were tortured in the torture chamber. However, their remains have still not been found. At one of her imprisoned classmates' advice, we continued searching the detached basement of the Sonozaki property, which was where they were imprisoned, believing that they were there. However, we still have not located them or the suspect's escape routes. Sorry. Oh, okay. In addition, we know Satoko and Rika are in a well, I think. She didn't talk about anyone else, though. In addition, investigations are continuing as to her participation in the serial freak death incidents of recent years, thinking it would give some clue. But no evidence that Mion Sonozaki was involved either directly or indirectly has been found. There are still many unclear points as to the motive behind the incident, and as those of the Sonozaki family and the residents of Hinamizawa had been extremely uncooperative in assisting us, we expect to require a long time to clarify them. The opinion of a local officer knowledgeable about the region is that this may have been a lynching. Oh, an internal form of punishing sacrilegious acts carried out against the beliefs of Hinamizawa village. It is clear that these incidents are particularly rooted in this region, and the prefectural police department has ordered a cautious investigation. Where is this? We anticipated gaining valuable clues from the missing person believed to have been imprisoned for the longest time, Shion Sonozaki, the suspect's younger sister. But her mind was stricken by the grave after effects of the incident, as she has not been in a state of mind to properly answer any questions about what she knows. The psychiatrist concluded that she is in a temporary state of shock, but it doesn't seem hopeful that she will recover today either. Only a few days passed since that time. Oh, back to Keiichi's POV, right? After that, I was rescued by Uishi-san and his subordinates, from whom Rena had called in. Aside from my entirely blank state of mind, I had no external injuries. No hammer and nail, huh? I mean, I didn't want to see it, but those screams would have been great. That sounds really bad, but just shows how much I love Keiichi's voice actor, I guess. Or actress. The most I had was a small burn mark from where the stun gun hit me. As I was having a checkup in the hospital, Uishi-san asked me all sorts of things, but I don't really remember what he asked or how I answered him. From what I heard, surprisingly, Mion still hadn't been captured. There are apparently a great many hallways and smaller rooms extending out from the depths of the prison. It wouldn't be strange if she had fled to one of those and hidden herself. The one fortunate aspect amidst all the misfortune was that Shion had been safely secured by the police. When I last saw Mion, she seemed like she was going to take me with her and then kill me. What do you mean, though? What? No, she didn't. She literally said she was trying to leave you alive. Keiichi, you're tripping, brother. She probably didn't have enough time to, though, since Uishi-san came running in faster than she predicted. That was the only really fortunate thing to have happened. Of course, the rescued Shion, despite having no external wounds, now had a big deep wound in her heart. She was in a severe state of confusion when they rescued her, and apparently she bit the police officers trying to resist. From what he heard, she was seeing Mion in everyone she saw. Oh, you know what would be a great meme? What if Mion killed Shion, hid the body somewhere where all the other corpses are, where the police can find them, and is just pretending to be Shion? I don't know if that's... I mean, I don't think they would have showed it anyways, but that'd probably be the best way to escape, huh? Now that would be awesome. I don't know if they're gonna do that. Or even if they do that, they probably wouldn't show it here. They'd probably show it in the answer arts. But that'd be so dope. From what he heard, she was seeing Mion in everyone she saw. Hated not only the hospital, but even her own home, and had shut herself up somewhere in Shishibone, hiding her location. Additionally, in fear that Mion would come for her, she was moving from place to place every day, and her parents weren't sure where she actually was. Wherever she was living, even now, Shion was spending her days in fear of Mion's shadow. The police were investigating the Sonozaki's underground storehouse at this moment, since they couldn't find the remains of the other sacrifices. Hadn't Mion thrown the corpses into a well? I had a feeling I'd said that to him. That meant a hidden tunnel, vertically like a well, was somewhere in those underground passages. The secret underground without any maps or architectural drawings, which had swallowed up the remains of Rita-chan, Satoto, and everyone else, was still unwilling to speak the truth. I was brought back to the basement again for the on-site inspection or something, but I didn't remember being of any help. I never wanted to go back there again. For days afterwards, the Sonozakis living in Okinomiya, in other words, Mion and Shion's parents, the big-name Yakuza, would come to our house to apologize, bringing many of their followers with them. However much my parents refused it, they piled up many 100,000 yen bills, calling it consolation money every day. The amount of money grew each day, and after the past 2 million yen, they were then given an envelope containing a letter. I don't know what was written in the letter. My parents talked about it by themselves for 2 whole nights, and then decided to move away. Hi, Keiichi. Oh, Rena.
そっか。引っ越しちゃうんだね。いつ？
来月の終わり。ひなみ沢には結局半年も居つかなかったことになるな。
寂しくなるね。
Rena's all alone now.
私一人しか残らない。
Rena smiled sadly. If I had just said yeah, I thought that would make her even more lonely, so I changed the subject. Can visit
こう
you
考えることがあ
sometimes.
るんだ。
That's how I broached it. Mion hadn't actually fled, but had been demoned away in the true sense of the term. Where she went after she disappeared, that we didn't know. But what was there where she had disappeared to? I hope there was a hobby shop dealing in imports, the kind Mion liked. In that place, she would definitely be free from the burdensome fetters of her family, and live not as Mion Sonozaki, but just as Mion, and enjoy herself. Maybe she's already met up with Satoto and Rita-chan. They must also have been waiting for the day Rena and I would join them, spending all their time doing club activities, as lively as they always were. When I told Rena that, she smiled and nodded to me. The incidents the Sonozaki family had been trying so hard to hide, too, were exposed to the magazines from the single tiny seam. The serial incidents of recent years were all pulled up like a lawn vine in the ground, one by one, and for many days news of it brought up on the talk and variety shows. The shows, which were comedic and silly, never once tried to touch upon the grim, heavy history that Mion had been bearing. It made me mad to see them bringing this stuff up in jest, but there's nothing I could do about it now. How big an impression would these short few weeks of spent in Hinamizawa have on my life? I had expect a massive impression. to anyone, honestly. During these few weeks, I met my best friends and had the best experience of my life. I would probably never forget it as long as I lived. As for the distorted image of Mion that the media created, after the masses got tired of treating her like a plaything, they would all ball her up, throw her in the trash, and then she would fade from their memories. As one of the few people who knew the real Mion, I must always make sure I remember her. Beyond any doubt, that will surely become my offering to her. The sky reached so far up, and the towering I know that. I took geography. It's a type of cloud. Clouds floated through it, or a formation, right? The real summer was just before our eyes. Credits. Joke? Even now, whenever 10 p.m. came around, I would expect a phone call from Shion, or Mion rather. Now that everything was over, of course, she would never call me. But it was precisely because she wouldn't call me that I was scared of who would call me this time. Plus, Mion still hadn't been caught. I couldn't say for sure, but everything was completely over. On the other side of that fear, though, were my prayers that Mion was safe. When I thought like that, I was able to sleep even with such terrifying thoughts. Dude, is Taichi still gonna die? That would be the worst meme I've ever seen in my life. Why is this still going? Please don't die, that's terrible. The lights are off. Before her attacking, when the lights were off, was something that scared me. However, that feeling changed to regret within 2 days. The moonlight filtering through the gap in the curtains shone onto the desk and illuminated a doll. That's right. The doll that I should have given to me on that day. Why do you have it? Or did Rena give it back? She said it was an import from Inland or something, and was all the rage, didn't she? From what Shion said, the most popular among them were the ones wearing the fluffy dress. After being released from the incident, the first place I went to was the toy store. Everything was apparently sold out besides the things on the storefront displays. I was refused once they said they wouldn't sell the display products, but when they realized I was Survivor A from that incident, they immediately consented. Of course, even... Oh, okay, so it is a new one. I thought this was going to be creepy. Of course, even if I bought it, I might never have the chance to give it to her again. Even knowing that, I waited for the opportunity to give it to her. I waited for the opportunity with it on the desk so I could give it to her at any time. No death. Plonk? There's a weird noise. It was a noise I wasn't used to hearing. It was too big to be raindrops and completely different from the sound lost buds make when they ram into fluorescent lights. I figured I must have misheard and nested back into my futon. Plonk? The noise happened again. I wasn't hearing things. I definitely heard it. Dude, Taichi, don't die, bro. You're so close to living. I don't know, dude. Where was it coming from? I got up and turned on the light. It's someone throwing rocks at your window, probably. If there was a second, there would be a third. From where, though? I listened carefully. Plonk. The window. Some sort of pebbles were colliding with my window, yeah. When I realized they weren't being blown there by the wind, but rather being thrown by a person, I gave a start. I looked at the clock. It was 2 a.m. Who would it be at a time like this? I quietly peeked out the front, through the gap in the curtains. In the light of the gate, despite it being so late, I saw someone. They picked up a piece of gravel and threw it at this window. It hit the window and made a plonking noise. Who was it? Who else? I caught my breath in surprise. If my eyes weren't deceiving me, that person was Mion. I threw open the window and looked at the figure again. Remember when Mion said if you ever see me, don't come in contact with me because I'm a demon. This isn't a good idea, maybe, but just throw the doll, it might be cute. My eyes really weren't deceiving me. It was Mion. It was Mion. Imagine if it was Shion. Or, what if, I don't know. She was alive. Mion pressed her index fingers to her lips and made a shh motion so I wouldn't shout. If she hadn't, well, I was nearly about to cry out. Mion was in a very delicate position right now. Even if it was the middle of the night, I shouldn't call out her name. I waved to her, gesturing that I'd be right over. Flung on my coat, atop my pajamas, and flew out the door. Are you serious, Casey? Oh no. I quickly hit the brakes just before going down the stairs. Although happiness was spreading within me, I had a sad feeling that this would be our final party. Did you bring the doll? So I went back up to my room again and grabbed the doll. Good job. If there is a God, I don't think I would have ever thanked him as much as today. Say that after the meeting. Thanks. Even if it would be the last time we ever saw each other, I was so grateful for this one chance to give it to her. I slipped into my sandals, unlocked the door, unhooked the chain, and leaped out of the house.
ミオ
お久しぶり。どう？元気にしてた？
It was like how we used to meet every morning. Mion waved to me and responded like she always did. It was doubtlessly Mion. It was the real Mion.
お前こんなところをうろついてて大丈夫なのか？
本当はいけないよ。
She certainly wasn't acting like she knew the police were following her. It was almost like she was a patient who had gotten tired of staying in the hospital and had snuck out. Her speech was relaxed enough to make me think that, and I couldn't help but be surprised. That relaxation, I thought it was more like Mion, and I was happy for it.
それよりどうしたんだよこんな時間に。
最後にお話ししたかったから。
That was when I noticed them. On Mion's forehead were big droplets of sweat. Her expression too, which I thought had been a satisfied smile, was, upon closer inspection, trembling slightly as I realized that she was forcing it. I was about to say, did she just bring some, crew to, kill Keiichi? But I think that's the police, right? She's about to get caught.
私ね。もうここにはいられない。
A pained note was beginning to enter her lids as well, as if just smiling was a feat for her.
大丈夫か？
Or is them just drops of sweat? I think that might be what he meant, though that's a weird way of saying it.
どこか具合でも？
今日まで頑張ってきたけど自分でもわかるの。もうダメ。もう限界。
No, you're dead, Keiichi.
私のお迎えはもうすぐ
Alright,
後ろま
never
で
mind.
来てる。
It's not the police, is it? Mion's smile crumbled and started to stiffen. Did she push herself this much to come all this way for me? Keiichi, give her a hug. And the doll? Her laughter cut off and changed into rough breathing. I reached out to rub her back, but she knocked me away.
大丈夫かよ。
Never mind.
もう無理するな。な、そうだ。
Stay in.
ミオンに。
To give you, Mion, this doll. I had wanted to do this one last thing because I knew how little time you had left. But this last thing, it... Oh. No! He was gonna live! That's such a meme, dude! sorry, Teichi. Unlucky, I guess. My stomach is burning. Mion took a meat cleaver-like knife and stabbed me. Why a meat cleaver knife? It's such an odd way to stab someone with. You have to like horizontally stab them. And pushed it in tight, and took it and twisted it. Me on. Hey, what? It hurts. Cody, you shouldn't come down. Just throw her the doll. Remember when Mion said, "Don't meet me if you see me again, because I'll be completely a demon and not hold back myself." I cowered on the ground. My stomach was so hot, it was almost spewing fire. Mion watched it, then took a few steps back and cackled. The last words Mion left me with that day came back to me. Oh yeah, I just remembered it now.
今日を境にミオンが戻ってくることはもうない。
From today on, even if my body is here, a body is all it will be. By then, the demon will have taken it over. The demon. The demon. The demon. This can't. I thought we had finally been able to meet. This can't. Mion. In a pool of my own blood of my own design is the doll I bought from Mion. Dyed in red. So red. Mion. The good fortune of having been allowed to meet Mion once more, and the misfortune of that meeting being torn apart from my eyes. Should I be grateful or curse it? My emotions were neither of those, as my conscience sunk deep into a black swamp. The doll I bought for Mion, the blood, had ruined it. No matter how I scrubbed and scrubbed, it needlessly been ruined. The sad moon was so white it looked frozen. June 28, 1983. A violent incident occurred in Hinamizawa Village, Shishibone City, Etsetsu Prefecture. The victim was Keiichi Maibara, also a victim of the previous string of disappearances. Around 2 a.m., he was stabbed in the stomach with a bladed object by the subject of the last case, Mion Sonozaki, and was gravely wounded. He was discovered when his parents woke up and was then transported to the clinic. He lived! Yo, Keiichi! He escaped death. The criminal fled the scene. Did she take the doll? That would have been cute. On the same day, at approximately the same time, a fault accident occurred in the Kamikishi apartment complex in Shishibone City, Etsetsu Prefecture. The victim was Shion Sonozaki, also a victim of the previous string of disappearances. Late on the same night, neighbors overheard her having a big fight with someone and informed the manager. The manager used a master key to enter the room and discovered that the victim had fallen from her 8th floor balcony to her death. The room had been torn apart and appeared to show traces of a fight. One neighbor has frequently visited the Sonozaki house for a long time and testified that he heard what sounded just like the two sisters having a fight, trading insults back and forth. We believe this was related to the injury case that occurred the same day in Hinamizawa Village, perpetrated by said incident suspect. and did a thorough search of the room, but we could not find any traces that would imply that anyone but the victim was present. The victim fell straight down the foliage of a parking strip. Her neck broke and she died immediately. Her clothing was disheveled and had markings that would imply a scuffle. We also believe, however, that it could have been an insanity-induced suicide attempt based on the particular mental state of the victim after the incident. We are conducting a thorough examination on both fronts, suicide and homicide. Roll credits? Roll credits. Right?
本当に5分だけですからね。
It's still going.
刺激しないようにしてください。
Not that I'm complaining.
心得ていますよ。
The hero. Cut clack. The door opened, and as I expected, Uishi-san came in.
どうもどうも前原さん。
What's up, buddy?
ご無沙汰しておりますね。その後、お加減はいかがですか？
Got cleaved in the stomach.
医者が言うには術後の回復は順調だそうですが、あんたの顔を見たらまた傷が悪くなりそうです。
Teichi, chill, my dude.
こりゃ手厳しい。
As Uishi-san gave a laugh that smelled of sweat, he handed Mom a bag of assorted candies he must have purchased from the souvenir corner on the first floor of the hospital.
すみません、お母さん。ほんのしばらく圭一君とお話しする時間をいただいてもよろしいですか？
Mom clearly wasn't pleased at the thought of a police officer talking to her son without her there. However, I insisted.
母さん、悪いけどほんのちょっとだけ5分でいいから。
Though grudgingly, Mom had left the room. When she closed the door, Uishi-san grinned widely and looked around the room.
個室なんていい身分ですね。うちのばあさまなんかいっつも相部屋ですよ。そりゃもう賑やかなことで、ああいうところじゃ病気の重さが一つのステータスになるらしいんですよ。
I mean, made sense.
より重病な患者ほど偉いというか威張っているというか。
大石さん、5分ですよ。できればこれが本当に最後の5分にしてほしいものです。俺はもうひなみ沢とは関係ないし、ここももうひなみ沢じゃない。
沖宮には総合病院はありませんからね。
Ooh, random
椅子よろしい
exposition.
ですかな。ゆっくらしゅっと。
This was a large university hospital in Shishibon City. It was splendidly urban, entirely different from the lights of Hinamizawa and Otonomiya. It was hard to believe Hinamizawa was a part of the same city.
転院はいつ頃になりそうですか？
さあ、俺的にはいつでも OK なんですけどね。
Our moving plans were delayed a little because of my serious injury. My parents had already left the house in Hinamizawa, though, and were living in a new one. That's a good idea. They planned to have me transfer hospitals to be closer to the new house once I'd recovered enough to be taken there.
転院先にまで来ないでくださいよ。本当に具合が悪くなりますからね。
いや、すっかり嫌われちゃいました。仕事柄とはいえ心苦しいですよ。なので今日はこれまでの罪滅ぼしに素敵なお土産をいろいろお持ちしましたので。
別にクッキーの詰め合わせなんか持ってこなくても。
それがね、実は中身はクッキーじゃないんですよ。ほら。
Uishi-san pulled open a can of cookies and... Noir! Ow, ow, I'm stretching my star.
前原さんの好みがわからなかったのでいろいろと持ってきましたよ。ほら、よりどりみどり、野原は黄緑ってなもんです。
Cute.
さあさあ、好きなだけ持って行っちゃってください。
こんな本なんか持ってこないでください。
Yeah, it was just porn, huh?
持って帰って持って帰って。いってててててて。
Oh, that's just great.
健全な若者がこんなところにずーっと閉じ込められてたら、さぞやご入り用だと思ったんですけどね。こんなところにいると看護師フェチにしかなりませんよ。世の中には看護師さん以外にも素晴らしいものがいっぱいあるんですからね。
True.
今から専門を決めないで幅広くオールラウンドに行かなくっちゃ。
I gave Uishi-san vulgar laughter in a pain grin. I gave Uishi-san's vulgar laughter a pain grin. Somehow or other, I understood. The fact that Uishi-san was bringing it up like this meant he must have had something important to talk about.
シオンさんの件は本当にお気の毒でした。
The night I was stabbed by Neon, Shion fell from her balcony and died. They said the police were investigating all possibilities, accidents, suicide, and homicide, but it could only have been Neon's doing. Neon found out where Shion was hiding and pushed her down to her death. Nothing else was conceivable.
事故のわけない。ミオンです。絶対に。
鑑識の連中は自殺だとしか思えないなんて言ってるんですが、私も前原さんと同じ意見です。シオンさんを突き落とし、さらにあなたを刺した。一晩のうちにね。
ミオンはまだ見つからないんですか？
そうそう。それを今日はお伝えしたくて来たんですよ。はい。実は見つかったんです。
え？あ、て。
Learning that felt rather strange to me. I was partly relieved that the incident was truly over, and I was partly sorry that my best friend had finally been caught. I felt many other things too. My heart was a maze of emotions.
それだけじゃない。園崎家の例の地下、隠し井戸も見つかったんですよ。
Ah, with the bodies?
前原さんがおっしゃられてた通り、失踪者全員の遺体をそ
From all
の
the way
底
back?
で発見しました。
そうですか。
Maybe not, all the way back. That sliver of hope, that possibility I believe in, that Rika-chan and Satoko were alive, just from the fact their remains hadn't been found. Gone.
あの地下に実に巧妙に隠されてましてね。いやいや、まさに死角中の死角でした。井戸状に掘られた垂直トンネルでして、はしごが設けてあって、下へずーっと行ったところに今度は横へ抜けるトンネルが作られていました。そこを数百メートルも張って進むと、なんと山中の古い井戸に抜けられましたね。
過去の園崎家の当主が作らせた秘密の逃げ道だったんでしょうね。
でしょうな。明治以降に作ったものでしょうが、いやいや、よくもあんなものを作ったもんです。
みんなの遺体はその底に？
はい。逃げ道の通路よりもさらに下にコールタール状の泥水が溜まってまして、そこに無造作に投げ込まれていました。相当の高さから落としたわけですから、遺体はどっぷりと埋まってしまってましてね。遺体の引き上げにはだいぶ苦労させられました。
全員見つかりましたか？
I hoped that they at least wouldn't find Rika-chan or Satoko. That's what I wished for when I asked, but my shallow hope was crushed in a blink of an eye.
はい。全員。それどころか死後10年以上経過したと思われる人骨も見つかりました。
That's too old for the other body.
最低でも3人分はあると思われます。
Okay.
ひなみ沢の歴史の暗部というわけでしょうな。泥を全部吸い出したら一体何人分の骨が出てくるやら。怖い話です。
That weight had been pushing down on Mion's shoulders the whole time. Mion.
今、獅子骨市内の過去数十年の失踪者を洗い直しているところです。諦められてた失踪事件もこれを機に全部解決するんじゃないか。なん。
After a deep silence, he breathed a heavy sigh. Uishi-san went for his cigarettes to pass the time, but realized this was a non-smoking area, so he gave up and put them back in his shirt pocket.
そうそう。これは寄り道なんですが、古出里香さんご存知ですよね。
もちろん仲間ですから。
彼女、例えば糖尿病でインスリンの注射を常用していたとか、
No,
そんな話はありました？
Uishi-chan has diabetes? I didn't know what he was talking about.
実は彼女のスカートのポッケからですね、注射器が見つかりまして、破損していたので薬物は特定できなかったのですが。
Wonder what that's for.
少々不似合いだったので興味を持ちまして。本当にご存知ありません？
When's the last time we heard about syringes? Not in this arc, but last arc. I didn't know anything about Rika-chan changing syringes around with her.
園崎家は本業の方、薬剤さんのことです。で、覚醒剤を扱ってるとの噂がありましてね、その可能性もあるかなんて思ってたのですが。
リカちゃんが覚醒剤の常用者だっていうのか？
いえいえ、そうは申してませんよ。ただ、お醤油をもらいに行くついでに注射器を持っていくってのはどう考えても変ですからね。
I have no idea what any of this means. My eyes are spinning. I feel sick.
大丈夫ですか？看護師さんを呼びましょうか？
大丈夫ですから、話の続きを。
Yeah, please.
まあ、注射器の話はそれだけです。
Trying to kill Shion?
それだけが個人的に気になったもので。
Rita-chan.
リカさん、村のマスコットみたいなところがありましたからね。今、村は騒然としてるみたいですよ。盲信してた年寄り方と殺してしまった園崎家とで、実効支配していた御三家もほぼ全滅状態。こんなタイミングでまたダムの話が出てきたりしたら、今度こそ間違いなく敗損でしょうな。
もう俺、ひなみ沢とは関係ありませんから。
I actually was. I just said it because the thought of Hinabizawa being abandoned was unpleasant, and I wanted to end the conversation quickly. There's a knock at the door. It opened slightly, and my mom asked if we were still talking. He didn't even talk about Mion.
無駄話が過ぎましたか。参ったな。
I looked up at the clock. 5 minutes were long past. He told me my mother was there and was something he really wanted to ask, as if she could wait a little bit longer.
そう手短にね。
There wasn't any getting around the fact that she was thinking about what a police officer could be talking to her son about.
日を改めた方が良さそ
No,
う
let's
ですね。
just do it now.
大石さん、
What happened to Mion?
ミオンは今どうしてるんです？
She's probably dead, but I just wanted to hear that answer and then get rid of him.
それを話す前に、前原さんに一個だけ。本 当に正直に答えてもらいたいことがあります。
何ですか？
本当に真面目に答えてください
That
よ。
face though. What's happening?
これいい加減なこと言っちゃうと、場合によっては捜査か乱と見られて告発される場合もありますからね。
Wishi-san kept threatening me until the end. What the hell did he want?
前原さん、シオンさんを突き落とした犯人は誰だと思います？
I don't think it was Mion. Did they say the same time? Because obviously it couldn't be Mion if it was the same time. I mean, it seems more likely that, well, there's still my theory that Mion was pretending to be Shion and she just killed Shion beforehand. And then maybe she committed suicide after thinking she killed Keiichi? That could be a spicy theory? I don't know though.
ミオンしか考えられないじゃないですか。
It's not Keiichi, is that what he's doing at?
あなたを刺したの誰です？
何度も言わせないでください。ミオンですよ。園崎ミオン。
Wishi-san smiled bitterly, then dabbed at his forehead with a handkerchief to wipe his sweat. He should have expected that answer, and yet it looked like he wasn't satisfied with it.
シオンを突き落として、俺を刺して。
Is he saying that they found Mion dead, but she died before these incidents occurred? That'd be just, like, I mean, the incidents as Keiichi being stabbed and Shion falling to her death. Obviously not before that.
ミオンの犯行だって、さっき大石さんも認めたじゃないですか。
シオン殺しの犯人がミオンだという根拠は隣人の男の証言によるものなんです。この隣人ってのは実は暴力団組員、つまりシオンさんのボディーガードだったんですよ。
that one guy we met that didn't really play a part in it.
このうちのリーダー格が古参で、園崎姉妹が幼いうちから親身になってた男なんだそうで。
Remember that guy? That man said this. The noise he heard from the next door was just like the sound of a fight between the sisters that he was used to hearing when they still lived together. And no, there's no doubt about it. He said he heard Mion and Shion insulting each other, and then he heard them struggling. At first, he thought it was a hallucination she was having brought on to her by dementia. You see, he thought that because that sort of ruckus had been occurring every night. However, that night had been longer than the rest, and he claimed that he went to her room to give her a sedative. The noise died down while he got the manager to give him the key. He already decided he'd at least check up on her, and after she wasn't answering his calls, they took the plunge and unlocked the door. Then they saw the room was a mess. Since Shion had been pushed over the balcony, they decided it had to have been Mion, and that's how it happened.
つまり壁越しに聞いたというだけなんです。しかもこのマンション、組の関係で住人がほとんどいないんです。ですからこの騒ぎを聞いてたのも彼らだけ。重ねて言えば園崎ミオンを目撃した者は誰一人いないんです。
見なくったって、そんなのミオンの犯行だってわかるじゃないですか。
まあまあ、だからつまりですね、あなただけがあの晩確かに園崎ミオンを目撃した。もう一人の目撃者のシオンさんは生きておられませんからね。
大石さんが何を言いたいのかよくわからないんですけど。
I don't completely understand either. At that point, Uishi-san paused. The fact that this was a now smoking age completely slipped his mind, and he took out his pack of cigarettes again. Kerchak, he lit one with his lighter, and exhaled a long stream of tobacco smoke.
あなた、本当に園崎ミオンに刺されたんですか？
はい、間違いなく。
only other person it could have been is Shion. From our point of view, anyways. The smoke Uishi-san breathed out floated away, like a thunder cloud swept away by the wind.
大石さん、ここ禁煙です。看護師さんに怒られますよ。
実は園崎美音も
Yeah.
井戸の底から見つかったんですよ。
Oh, I did tell this earlier, right? That she was dead before these incidents happened.
転落死です。あの井戸の隠し通路から逃げ出そうとしてはしごを降りる途中に足を踏み外し、そこまで転落し、首の骨を折って死亡したとみられます。
Oh no. Oh god.
Hi.
It had to be Shion? But how would she get out with the bodyguard there too?
シオンさんと同じにね、首の骨を折って。
Okay, never Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. I was about to say something, but it doesn't work.
あの日、前原さんを気絶させた後、園崎美音は隠し井戸から外へ逃れようとして足を踏み外して死んだのです。まるでそこに突き落とした他の犠牲者の死体に呼び寄せられるようにね。
それじゃあおかしいじゃないですか。
検視の結果、間違いなくあの日に死亡したものと確認されました。あなたとシオンさんを襲ってからあそこに戻ったんじゃない。あの日にすでに死んでいたんです。
My jaw was on the floor. They like using that phrase, huh? Jaw on the floor. There was absolutely no way that could be. Mion was the one that stabbed me. It had to have been her. There wouldn't have been anyone else to do it.
じゃあ誰が俺とシオンを襲ったんですか。誰が。
あなたを襲った園崎美音なのに園崎美音じゃない。
I don't know what that means.
何者かですよ。
My mind had become a complete mess, and I was starting to lose my ability to think straight.
高野美音さんの死覚えてますか。
Dude, I thought this was over, but this is just twist after twist, huh?
高野さん。はい、確か遠くの山の中で焼け死んだって聞いたような。
あれは考察された後に焼かれたことが分かってます。検視したのは県警さんなんですけどね、これがちょっとおかしいんですよ。初期の検視結果では死後24時間経過って出ちゃったんです。辻褄が合わないってことで大慌てで当日死亡って改ざんしたらしいんですが、
Despite me being an absolute wreck over that, of what was going on with Mion, he was telling me there was even more on top of that? I didn't understand the complex things Uishi-san was telling me.
この死後24時間って検視結果、かなり信頼できるものらしいんです。つまりどういうことか。
So they found her dead in the morning? Is he trying to say that that wasn't the Takano we went to the storehouse with? Maybe?
これは何度も聞いた質問になりますが、あなた渡流しの晩
Did we not me talking? What the heck?
高野美音さんに会ってますよね。
Yo, it's cloned, bro. I said it in the theory that they're cloned. I don't know, dude. This is tripping me
合
out.
ってます。
その前日、お祭りの準備の日にも会ってますよね。私もその時お会いしてますし。
ええ、合ってますよ。
死後24時間ってことは、お祭りの前日の晩には
Oh my
も
god,
う
my
死んで
head.
るってことになるんですよ。
そんなはず。
お祭りの準備の時には生きていた。でもあなたたちと一緒に西宮殿に忍び込んだ時、高野さんはもうお亡くなりになっていたのです。
The origin of all that happened, the beginning of everything. An intrusion in the ritual storehouse which I had come to regret countless times. The one who tempted me, Takuno-san. When she invited us to the storehouse, she was already no longer of this world?
今回の事件、死人が歩き回りすぎなんですよ。
An incident caused by a dead person and ended by a dead person.
園崎美音の死亡時間を事件当日ではなく、あなたを刺した直後に改ざんせよとの圧力も来てるみたいです。この事件をとっとと終わらせようとする外圧でしょうね。ですので、今の話はどうか他言無用に願いますよ。
Uishi-san grabbed his jacket and was hanging on the chair. That was hanging on a chair, put out a cigarette with the bottom of his foot, and started pretending to wave away the smoke floating around.
長居しました。あなたにとっての事件をせめて終わらせてあげようと思ってきたつもりだったんですがね。かえって煙に巻いちゃったようで。
Absent-mindedly, he walked towards the door, looking at me, unable to speak out of the corner of his eye.
もしも今後話したいことができたらいつでもお電話ください。さっきのお土産の中に私の名刺が入ってますんで。その時はまた素敵なお土産を持ってお見舞いに来ますよ。
Uishi-san seemed to think I was still hiding something. That I, after all this, would be hiding something? I'm the one things are being hidden from. I'm the one who wants to know.
では、またいつかお会いしましょう。
See you next arc, buddy.
お大事に。
Fades away. Slam. I listened to the tap-tap-tap of Uishi-san walking down the hallway. I still could return from my state of bewilderment. Couldn't. Oh, Keiichi. You see him. I think we saw him before, but you see him again. He wanted to end this incident as it applied to me. What was over? Okay, I actually need to go to the washroom really bad. I've kind of been holding it, but I can't hold it anymore. So we'll do a quick cut and it'll be a second for you. Okay, see us right back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I mean, I've been recording for over 2 hours. So it's only natural, but I think we're almost done anyways. Nothing was over. The incident. I'm pretty sure it's about to end this second, but I kind of want to watch the credits anyways. The incident was still continuing. Then slip. An arm covered in fresh blood came out from underneath the bed. That's terrifying. I wasn't that surprised. This was an illusion I was seeing seized with fear.
ケイちゃん。だから言ったでしょ
I heard a guttural voice come from under the bed. I still recognized it as Mion's voice.
なんだ、ミオン。何を言ったって？
私、あの日に警告したよ。今日以降、私の姿を見たとしても、それは私の屍に取り付いた鬼なんだよって。
True?
そうだな。言ってたよな。ごめん。ちょっと注意が足らなかったな。だから刺されちゃったんだな。
Possibly wounds sustained when she fell from the ladder. Many of her fingernails were broken and torn. Her arms slowly felt about on the top of my bed, searching for mine.
あのさ、ミオン。俺今こんな冗談を考えたんだ。
Keiichi.
聞いてくれるか？
Go for it? The man under the bed didn't answer.
例えばさ、俺が今日ここで死んじゃうんだよ。だけども明日以降もここにいて普通に生活してみせるんだよ。で後でそれが大石のやつに分かってまたしても死亡日時が合わない、死んだはずの人間が生活していたって言って泡を食って大騒ぎするんだよ。高野さんにミオ、そして俺で3人目な。面白いだろ、笑えるだろ。
ケイちゃん、
笑えよ。それともあんまり面白くなかったか？
Hyun's bloodstained hand groped around and found my wrist. Though her fingernails were torn, she gripped it hard as if scratching me.
加減しろよ。痛いって。
ケイちゃん、迎えに来たよ。
I tried to shake my wrist loose, but the strength she held it with was unbelievable, and I couldn't. She was only gripping one wrist, and yet my whole body couldn't move. I couldn't even twitch. My fingers were spread apart, and I couldn't make a fist either. And that fact that I couldn't make a fist reminded me of the restraining table. I felt a crooked nail pressed against my left pinky fingertip. That's just such a good shot. A thumbnail? Definitely. I love that. Mion's forehead was split open, and with her face covered with blood, she smiled and got right up just behind me.
何も終わってない。何も終わってない。この事件は何も終わってなんかない。まだ続いてる。まだまだ続いてる。誰かこの事件を終わらせてください。この残酷で無残で気の毒で悲しいこの事件を終わらせてください。それだけが俺の望みです。
あの時一つ叶えてあげたでしょ。今度はダメ。
Mion firmly held the nail down on my fingertips, and with her other hand she slowly swung the mallet up in the air and... Title card. I called it. That was an easy title card shot. Okay. Yeah, oh, we'll do that next time. Kind of forgot about the curtain call. The last 30 minutes kind of blew my mind, because my perception, because I kind of knew what I was going to talk about in the review, and a lot of it was going to be how this was almost a complete opposite of the last one, where the last one left you with a lot of questions, while this one answered a lot of questions, but then at the end they just gave you a lot of questions again, so I guess that's not an actual theme, huh? No, but this was great. I loved it. I forgot there were no credits. I don't know why I thought there were, but we're definitely gonna be talking about it on the review, so I really I implore you to check that out if you want to hear my real final thoughts. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this. I really did enjoy Watanagashi. I think overall I enjoyed it more than Onakakushi, but I'll tell you for sure in the review. And I hope you enjoyed it too. I know we had some mess ups. The first couple episodes, some sound issues. Couple episodes where I forgot to record the screen and had to dub it over. But we got through it, and hopefully I'll learn from that. And yeah, just again, thank you for watching. It's been so much fun, and it's so much fun reading these, and I'll definitely continue, and hopefully when I'm trying to solve all the questions, we'll get at least some of them correct by the 4th arc. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching as always, and I will see you next time with the curtain call thing. Bye!